Good morning.
Morning, everyone.
Morning.
Happy Year of the Snake, Laura.
Happy Year of the Snakey.
Hi.
Yes. I've got a snakey tattoo. I should have really got that out. It's just I'm not convinced that it's warm enough for no sleeves yet. I'm not there yet.
Yeah. We want to keep in mind that the snaky tattoo is there, and we're going to have a summer in the Year of the Snake.
Both of these things. Yes. And it coincides with the new moon in Aquarius, which I always like because I've got my moon in Aquarius. So it's I know the Chinese New Year always does, but it always feels like extra special New Year for that.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't actually realize you had the moon in Aquarius.
Yes. Total nutcase.
Yeah. No, it's true. It's true. Aquarius in any of the top three, bonkers. I always remember that you've got this very unlikely Cancer in your big three. So so in my imagination, that's the moon, but it's not though. So that's your ascendant.
Aries, Cancer, and Aquarius, just to make things, What's your Pisces and
Pisces, Sagittarius, and Libra. So I'm so thankful for a little bit of air. I've actually got a lot of air. I've got Mars in Gemini, and Venus and Mercury in Aquarius, none of which help with literally anything. Literally nothing.
I'm trying to think of what it might help with.
No, so I'll tell you. So the Mars in Gemini means confusion in I'm trying not to say sexual, but sort of mix-ups, are we boys, are we girls, what is going on? So the Mars in Gemini is, I think, what I've always sort of been really drawn to sort of very, very gentle men, which is adorable, but also it means I've never had somebody that could fix a shelf like you can. Or
I can fix shelves. I am the shelf fixer.
I've seen you with a drill. It is a joy to behold. And then it is a joy. It's a joy. And then the Mercury and Venus in Aquarius is literally the worst. It's literally the worst. Because I'm Pisces, I'm very romantic. I get in a relationship and I'm like aloof. Absolutely no way you can get me to say I love you. To you, I love you all day long. To a relationship, absolutely. I'm very sorry. No, we're going to put a few £1,000 on therapy before I say anything that can be interpreted like that. So that's sort of all the air. But my Libra rising is like my saving grace. It's the only thing. It's the only thing in my entire chart that has, no downsides. It helps balance all the from all the sides.
Yeah. I feel like my Cancer rising in my Aquarius is having a little I want to cuddle. Why are you touching me? Don't get away.
I throw my arms wide, and this is my dance space, and that is your dance space.
I love you so much, but stay over there.
Yes. From a distance, look at all the hearts that I can send you in the social media. But if you come into this room, beware, because the Aries might be introducing itself as well.
Yeah, so this is why, life's very never a dull moment. And morning, it was a horsey healer. There was a lady who was a horsey healer.
Yeah, so we had
very happy.
Morning, right from the start. Hello.
Thank you.
We have got Sandy, also with horses. With horses.
Yes.
And a snake and a crystal ball. Very good, very good. I feel like I should respond in
my holographic cauldron. Sorry, I have to have
that does look like a crystal ball.
Yeah, the only crystal ball I've got is a holographic cauldron cup.
That is very, very cool. I feel very what do you call it? Very, very underdressed with.
Oh, that's just sophisticated. It's got the classic. The original.
No, that's the Libra rising. That's a Libra rising. Check out, this is class. This is crass. Sagittarius moon.
Oh, I know. Your Sagittarius moon makes me smile all the time.
Me too. But it would be like smiling from behind bars. That kind, the guilty smile. The guilty smile. It's it's happy, but it's not going anywhere. We've got Dara saying, Well, what's up?
What's that
And
morning?
we've got Blood Hell and some very exciting ninja.
Like yes, what ninja looks so like Darth Revan. I think it's like I don't know. I mean, maybe there's. I think there's probably a Star Wars character of that. But if there's not, then it feels like a very witchy Star Wars character, Darth Raven.
There is a lot of witchery though in all the Star Wars.
There is. There is. Yes, this is true. This is true.
Have you ever had? Is there a Star Wars tarot? There must be.
I mean, I think the tarot is I always go on about when I'm teaching it. I annoy everybody, like going, "Do you know this is the Star Wars because this is the Emperor, this is," and they're like, "Oh God, stop talking about Star Wars." And Han Solo is the magician, and they're like, "Please stop talking about Star Wars."
But Han Solo is the magician. He has a hand.
And the fool is Luke Skywalker. And I was like going,
Yeah. It's very exciting. Not making fun of people that are like, new to the scene, but it could not be more obvious. And the letter Yod with a hermit. Yeah.
I know, it's so obvious. I think it's just brilliant. I think people aren't that interested in my Star Wars obsession. I think they get it, but then it's like, stop talking about Star Wars, Laura.
I think when two hobbies kind of meet, it's so mind-blowing. Yeah. I've never got a deck, but when the Labyrinth deck emerged, how exciting it was for me, for you, for many, many fans of, of stuffed leggings, many fans.
Oh, David with his leggings.
Yeah, actually, we had like a whole topic, but if you guys have like a subculture obsession and there's a tarot deck about it, we want to know and we want to talk about it.
I've got the Lord of the Rings tarot, but it's not. Yeah, it's lovely to look at. Some of them don't feel great to use. I know it's lovely to look at, but it's like doesn't have that. It's the one that's done by the same people as a Labyrinth one, which is why I haven't got the Labyrinth one, because it's the same artwork. And I'm like, I like it, but it hasn't quite got that flow that for me. I'm sure the people love it.
Yeah.
Personal taste thing, isn't it?
I know exactly what you mean, because I think you want somebody who's really, really, really nuts about it to make it. Not somebody that's made like lots of decks of the same vein, but somebody who has like an unparalleled passion for like one thing. Do you know, it's completely unrelated, but I think kind of related just in terms of life calling. The guy that made The Sopranos, like the TV series, had never really had a very successful writing project before or since. That was his thing. Like, he was clearly a very gifted writer, very gifted creator of characters, but he also had like knowledge of that world, that specific world, unlike anybody else. And he was able to kind of weave that together. So what I would want for you to make like a labyrinth,
Yes. Yes, that would be so cool. Okay, yeah, I'm happy to do so.
After the book, maybe after a few other a book and a nap. After the book and a nap, at least minimum one nap. We've got Dora saying, "I'm Luke. Yeah, my father was Vader." He says, "Met a lot of good people."
Good.
And he goes, "Yeah, I play guitar. I wonder, is this Mike Stars? Let me know." But yeah, just before he said I play guitar, I was thinking, was he in the cantina? Is that where he knows everybody from? And then
I'm going to get sued by the Star Wars or Disney for just singing that for like 3 seconds or something.
Yeah, we're going to get flagged, and it'll be exactly this interlude. That'll be the issue. Sorry, Pam, I flashed your message and didn't read it. Sorry, saying hello, ladies. We've got Latro saying hello, 5:40 a.m. in Texas.
Morning.
Wow. Thank you for joining us.
You need to be sung the Cantina song for your wake-up call.
Yeah, very nice. And John is saying still sick with flu. That's not a man flu. This has been days now.
Yeah, it was last week you had it as well, wasn't it? Oh dear. There's some nasty ones going around though. I've heard people have been knocked out for a good couple of weeks, and it's just been very frustrating. So I'm and hope you feel better soon. I think the only thing I've heard is you just have to rest, which no one's very good at doing, isn't it? You just have to rest it out, apparently.
Yeah, we're not really going through the rest era at the moment. We're going through the side hustle era, which is really why we're all sick all the time. Sandy says, my old boss was the emperor. I want to know more about it. I want to know more about it.
I quite like looking at people in your lives and seeing who they are in the tarot and what you think of them. That's a really good, if you know the tarot and you think, oh yeah, that person's the emperor or the Queen of Swords. We all know some Queen of Swords characters. I love the Queen of Swords. She's great. So it's just like you'll know.
I was raised by the Queen of Swords, so ambivalent. Yeah.
Man, I love them, but
you stay there. You stay there. I love you from here. And Darth Raven says, Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah.
Why not?
So he'd be like Yoda as well. Would he? A bit like the hermit? Sorry, a bit hermity, but he'd be a cross between the Hierophant and the Hermit. Oh, I don't know. I've not seen the Karate Kid films.
I don't know, because the Hierophant purposefully hides his light, which I suppose Mr. Miyagi did, but the Hierophant wouldn't let you in his cave.
No.
Oh, wait, sorry.
The
Hermit wouldn't let you in his cave. The Hierophant will teach you. Do you know, maybe even Mr. Miyagi as the High Priestess?
Yeah. Yeah, I just watched them again. I've not seen them for years.
I think you're a little young to really sort of remember the full impact of it.
Yeah.
Some hormones would have had to kick in a little bit.
Oh, they hadn't.
Yeah. Those few years that I inhabited the earth before you were sort of quite, we got all the 70s out, and then the 80s and the archetypes of the 80s where all the leading ladies looked exactly the same and all the leading men looked exactly the same, and you just had to switch on. It doesn't matter what portion of the movie you knew whether it was the bad guy just by their hair color. There were simple times, there were awful times in many ways.
Awful times, yeah. There's some good fantasy. It was such a good fantasy era, wasn't it? For like Never-Ending Story, Legend, and kind of Labyrinth.
There's actually, I have a book about those 80s movies, not exactly but why that era was so seminal and won't repeat again. Let me just sort of flash up a few more messages. Dorothy saying, I'm Native American, been through war, amazing. Saying, my best birthday was meeting my brothers in the day, wonderful. And Latra says, wax on, wax off. But yeah, so this book I had spoke more about the John Hughes sort of big romance movies with a lot of conversation and how when the movies were like as a concept, when movies were created like for audiences that would enjoy that kind of fantasy, everything would be slow and kind of take time. But now movies are made to be spread internationally. So the longer the conversation, the more complicated it is to then translate it, not just to different languages, but to different ways of thinking that would fit in different ways, in different interpretations. And also you need a lot of noise and explosions so that little bits can go viral, and not everything can be, Katzazelian When Harry Met Sally, which was a teeny tiny thing that went viral. So that book that I read had, trying to think where it is, I had it here, but also the writer a little bit transphobic, so I might not flash the book anyway. But she says that she reckons that time will just not come back for big hot shot. I feel like the fact that now people are taking entertainment into their own hands and creating their own long form and short form with self-publishing, with podcasting, then we might see, kind of a second golden age of long form.
Anyway, I can happily talk about all these films all day. But if you want to send your questions in or your thoughts, or any thoughts about your favorite films and your tarot connects with that, if you know it, then we'd love to hear from you guys. Otherwise, we will be talking about this all day long.
I feel like this is resonating because our first question is, hi everyone, which tarot character would Chewbacca be, do you think? Are we going major arcana or like?
I think Chewie could go to minor as well, couldn't we? So I don't think I'd probably say he was in them. No offense, Chewie, I love you very dearly.
Could he be
he's
one
very
of the
loyal,
knights?
Isn't it? Knight of maybe the Knight of. He's very loyal. Knight of. I'm thinking Wands or Pentacles. I don't know. He's like loyal and feisty.
I'd go with Knight of Wands because the Knight of Pentacles.
He's a shooter as well, isn't he? He just shoots it on the. He's always shooting on the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah. I would go with Knight of Wands. Yeah. But really sort of open to,
you guys, this is not the law. Like some of the major arcana and the tarot is with Star Wars is kind of exactly as it is, but there's some characters which is not the law. So we're just going to put our thoughts on. So, you let us know what you think as well. Yeah.
And I think in like really big epics, like the Lands of Ice and Fire, so you're getting like 78 characters and you actually have 78 characters in the whole tarot, but then you're sort of going through it and it's not exactly the way it was in your imagination and you're like, oh, this is so cool. What?
Yeah. I find my Lord of the Rings tarot can come out, but I'll have a little nose. But I think it's kept next to me, but never mind. I won't spend all the time looking for it. We'll get it next week. Yes. It's just I want a bit more because I love Lord of the Rings so much. I kind of wanted a bit more. Didn't quite fulfill the dream for me. Karate Kid 1984. Yeah, I do remember it coming out. I remember it being on. But I, as you say, I was 4 then, and probably most people weren't born at that point. But I was 4, so I hadn't got any hormones at that point.
Yeah, I don't think I saw it in the cinema, but I think I had like one friend that had a VCR, and we would sometimes. It was like that is the only person in the street that had one, and we would sometimes watch movies there. So we watched Karate Kid there. Trista is saying hello, everyone.
Hi.
Darth Bane.
I'm getting random facts. Hello, morning. You'll feel free to ask questions or ask about the tarot or ask about anything really. We're just going on a bit of an 80s tarot fest.
Yeah. But what we wanted to talk about was actually the Chinese New Year.
It was, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And it is.
It's the second chance saloon for all your New Year's resolutions.
Yeah.
Start again.
Yeah. And I think it's actually the real time to doing it, because I think like in that middle of that Christmas period and going to January, I don't think it's a good time to be setting intentions. We kind of told like we're going to do all this stuff, but it's really a good time just to snuggle down and just work out what on earth's going on. And then by the time it gets here, which is Imbolc on Saturday, and then you've got the new moon, it is such a feeling of, I can sort of see it in the weather. The sky changes a little bit. There's a little bit of electric energy. We start to feel like I'm waking up, and I think it's the perfect time. We've had a few weeks. Well, January has felt like a lot of weeks.
January felt like a lot of months, if I'm honest.
It did, didn't it?
A lot of years. This was an extraordinarily long January. I'm pleased I'm not the only one that felt it.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, Imbolc's coming. I'm like, when is Imbolc coming?
It's exactly. Imbolc is 10 days away. The next day, Imbolc is still 10 days away.
It's like 2 days away, still 10 days away. Like,
still. So yeah, you've got Imbolc coming. You can tell that the light is returning, which is already super optimistic.
So love it. And it's not raining today, which makes me very happy. And the snowdrops in the garden, and I even saw daffodils in the garden. Like they've come out super early. So
not here yet. No,
I think it's a bit of a sun trap on one bit of the garden. It's like the bulbs have come up. So I would sing every time I see the snowdrops. I just get it feels so magical. It's just like
It is.
love
It's
him.
like a victory, isn't it? You see the first the snowdrop, and you're like, yes, we made it. We are out. We are out. Because I think it comes to like a bit, maybe a week or two into December, and you think, no, this winter will never end.
Yeah.
No, this is it. This is where we're staying. We're gonna get used to it.
Yeah. I just love him, Mark. I think it's something about some festivals you kind of have as your favourites. This is definitely one of my favourites. Is that just feeling of excitement and energy? And again, that's always the Aquarius moon just goes, yes.
And
we're
going into the. Sorry, I got all excited because I can see a little bit of sky between the clouds.
Yeah.
And we're going into the. Woo!
So I can't see.
It's like months since we saw any sky at all.
Yeah.
Nicole's got glorious sunshine. I'll get in the car, pick you up, Laura. We're going to Devon.
We're going away. I mean, it is nice here, to be fair. I'm planning on going out for Wander after this because it's just divine. But it's pretty freezing. It's like kind of deceptive, like, but I don't mind. I'm happy.
Yeah.
We'll come and
open a window before you layer up. But yeah, she says glorious sunshine here in South Devon at the moment makes a change from rain and storms.
Oh, happy birthday, John.
Oh, happy birthday, John. Are you an Aquarian? Oh, and we just did a whole thing about how everything Aquarius is bonkers.
In the best possible way. It's here as well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you guys, of course, in Australia, it's Lammas and Lunasad.
Coming up to Lunasad. See, that's more my kind of time. I love the peak of summer where it's like uncomfortably hot. I adore it. I like sort of being bit sweaty and disgusting. It's so liberating.
Sagi moon, Aquarius moon.
Exactly the opposite. Yeah, exactly.
But I do love it. In theory, I love summer, but I just find I don't know what to do with myself in the summer. I kind of go, right, I don't know what to do with myself. This time, I love the idea of hope, and this time feels like hope. And I just love that feeling of it. So that's why I just get so excited. I like being warm, though. Can't deny, I like being warm.
Yeah, I have loads of ideas of what to do in the summer. So you can lay in the sun. You can lay in the sun with a cold drink. You can lay in the sun with a hot drink. You can lay in the sun with a snack. You can lay in the sun on your tummy so that your back gets it. You can lay in the sun with wet clothes on so that they kind of soak into you. You can lay in the sun with a little swimsuit. You can lay in the sun in the big swimsuit. If you have the sort of underwear that's like okay for outdoors, you can lay in the sun in your. There's so many
I'm gonna
things.
Call you up in some. I know it's my brain won't let me relax. I think that's the thing. It's like lying there going, "What do I do?" It's like, no, you're just gonna relax. Okay. Anyway,
you can lay. One of my favorite things is reclining in the sun, not fully laying, reclining in the sun.
Oh yeah, I've got a recline. I like that. That's a good thing. Yeah.
With an espresso.
I like the fact we live in this now, but we're reclining in the sun.
I know it's still like so cold out. I think it was 0 degrees. Let me see. I've tried not to open the door. I'm going running
There's 6
in an
degrees
hour.
here at the moment. 6 degrees.
But
sunny mid Devon as well for Sandy. Yes,
it was 0 degrees at 7 a.m. It hasn't updated since, but I'm not guessing it's a lot more.
So we've got 6. It can be colder with you guys, isn't it? Up in the north.
Oh, there we go. 4 degrees. 4 degrees. You know what's also 4 degrees? My fridge. It says outside. It has a little display and it says that it's 4 degrees. So I could go running in the fridge.
In the fridge.
Same outfit as going running outside. Same thing. Diffusing.
More food in the fridge. Have a snack on the way. Like a carrot.
I could combine it. Andrew says, I celebrated my birthday last Sunday. Aquarius. But like only just Aquarius, isn't it? How much into Aquarius are you? Like days?
Sunday was the 26th. So yeah, 3 or 4 days in.
And John says, I feel 199 years old.
That's because you got the flu. It's like, gentle. Be gentle with yourself.
Yeah. Get through the flu. You're going to feel back to half that.
Yeah. And then you can have a party. Yeah.
Exactly. So I am really excited about the Year of the Snake because I'm a tiger and I love changes. The Year of the Snake.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. What?
Wow.
Colleen's minus 11 degrees.
-11. Where are you?
On the moon?
It's not going to be in the UK, is it? But I think it would be somewhere. Oh, I want to see where Itchy Withers. I want to go to where you are, not for the cold, but to see all the horses with a big jumper on.
Honestly, in my imagination, Colleen was one of your local friends because of the horses. I thought this is
no, and Colleen's my new friend because of the whether she likes it or not.
Locality and importance. I mean, important to me because I want to know where it's like minus 11
must be in America or. I was talking of horses. It's Merlin's 21st birthday today. Merlin's a big horse out the back, and he's 21 today, so he's an Aquarius as well. So happy birthday to little Merlin!
Happy birthday to Merlin!
I'll see him a birthday polo mints later.
Is he the brownie one?
Yeah, that's quite old in horsey years, isn't it? It's not ancient, but it's pretty old gentlemanly in horsey years. I think that's
very good. What is he like with the younger ones?
It's funny because there's some that have come in who've been out all summer, and he knows the pecking order of polos, and if I give them first, he tells them off. He's like, I'm the old man here, I get the polos first. I'm like, sorry, no, you do. He has a proper pecking order. I can imagine, excuse me, young man, these are my polos.
Yeah, wow.
So
I didn't know they did that. Right, Colleen's in New Hampshire.
I'm looking at how to get to New Hampshire. I want to come see your horses.
Yeah. Laura's on her way. She's not joking either.
It's near Maine. It's near Maine. Sorry, my paternal land is in Maine, so I know of that area. That's a beautiful part of the world. Yeah.
21 degrees in Sydney. And John says, yeah, we'll party with Merlin. He is like me. Yes. Pecking order. You know what pecking order shows? Respect.
Yeah. He's got a look of like, just respect me. I'm here first and I have polos. Like, you're right, darling. Yes. Okay. Right then. You should be careful.
Yeah. No, she's driving to Heathrow. Don't tempt the beast. She'll be with you on your horses.
Yeah, it must be. Must be very cold. Yeah. 21 degrees at 11 p.m. on Sydney. Yeah. You guys are in lunar sad time, aren't you? Yeah, it must be Australian heat. I'm coming over to New.
So who's excited about changes and who isn't? Because I think the Year of the Snake can be like really exciting for people who love change, for people that like surprises, for people that like, being outdoors, for people that sort of recover fast from nasty surprises. But it can be like the most, the worst drag for people that hate, transformation and have zero interest in changing things around them. And I have a real interest about sort of who is excited about the Year of the Snake and all the changes that it brings and who is, disgusted by it.
I'm excited. I think last year was a bit of an intense one. I enjoyed it. It was some good changes happened, but it was quite harsh, like dramatic, like boom, boom, boom. I was like, okay, all right. The dragon didn't do it subtly. So no, I'm excited for it. Yeah, I'm excited. She says.
Yeah. Saying, I've recently been watching Elena Denan. Do you know her on YouTube? I do not.
No, I'm going to Google. But Elena Denan, archaeologist. Is that what you said? No. Elena Denan, archaeologist. She's like sort of a spiritual archaeologist. She's she's galactic stuff, alchemist, messenger for the Star Nature. Yeah, so she's obviously spiritual and I haven't heard of her though, so I'll have to look it up. And she's French, and she's 55 years old. There you go. That's what I just got.
Thank you, Google.
Thank you, Google. Next time I look at where New Hampshire is, and then how to get
New Hampshire. Very easy to find. It's part of New England, isn't it? Is it part of New England?
There are places like Plymouth and because Maine's next to it.
Exactly. Right. I'm very, very interested. Power of crystals. Right.
Oh,
Thank
no,
you for introducing us to Elena Danan. I love archaeology, don't you?
I love it. Honestly, I did almost wish I'd taken that up a bit more, but I have the patience of Vanessa.
It's not too late. It's never too late. Vanessa said excited and a bit pre-exhausted by what's to come. I think that's fair. I think that's fair, right?
Yeah,
Because
I think
yeah, it's okay to dread it and to be, thrilled by it at the same time.
We've been through a year of absolute transformation already, because I think the dragon was that in a different way, wasn't it? The snake, but it was even.
Yeah.
We've already been through that. And we're like, okay, I want it, but also, like you said to me,
I think with the dragon, you've already been through the fire. All you're taking off now with the snake, all you're taking off is skin. Who you stay on the inside, values, your core personality is still the same. You're just changing the skin. So you might find that you move house, bad news, or you might find that maybe somebody will come and clean your house. Much better news. You might find yourself with an offer you can't refuse. Oh, wouldn't that be a dream? Or you could find that, say, the company that you work for has changed how they work. And so you're, more indoors, more outdoors.
I was just looking up, like, the last time there was a Year of the Snake was 2013. That's when I moved from London to Glastonbury. So I was like, okay, yeah. I was looked, so it wasn't the wood snake. The last time it was a Year of the Snake was 2013. So what was everyone doing in 2013? Because that was a huge change. So it's an interesting feeling of what was gonna. That was broke up with partner, moved to Glastonbury. That was quite a lot of change.
There is a lot. There is a lot, but there's nothing can go wrong now.
Don't say that.
Yeah, it's true. So 12 years ago, I had 2 babies. I was starting to make my way back into the work before deciding to have 2 more babies.
Yeah.
It was a little pause. I was exercising a lot and I was feeling really, really on top of things. I remember being really happy. And I think just before the Year of the Snake might be the last time I came to your flat. I think it was when the 2012 baby was very small. I was coming in for a New Year's party. It was just before the Year of the Snake. I can't believe that was 12 years ago.
That was 12 years ago in Londinium. Yeah. Camden.
It was good. I remember being happy. A lot of good things happened.
Yeah. I think we'll see. We'll see what this year brings. I'm excited about it. And so is my new friend, excited about it. You do some change. Yeah, I wanted to be an archaeologist when you grew up. Yeah, I always feel like it looks so interesting, and then you kind of spend a lot of time. I mean, it does look. I would love to do it. But it's a lot of time not finding anything, isn't it? I'd be a bit like.
There's places where you can go and always find stuff. One of my sisters-in-law studied archaeology and is like obsessed. Because it's like professional, it doesn't sound so bonkers. Actually, she's been working for the church now like a decade, which I suppose is kind of connected in a very, very roundabout way.
I love it. No, I'd love to go and do something. I could do a dig for a few weeks, something like that, and see what. There was one in Orkney when I was, and they found stuff in Orkney there that was just changing what everyone believed about prehistoric Scotland, and it was just found in that little space, and you just think, wow, imagine being part of something where you're always rediscovering that changes how people see the world. It makes me very happy. But
that's the thing. Where I'm from, there's always things turning up. There's always things turning up, because first of all, in Israel, there's just been like settlement upon settlement upon settlement. Cities will have got abandoned and resettled, abandoned and resettled. You've got like layers and layers. There's been a lot of, being taken to slavery and hiding things just on your way out. So everyone's cave would suddenly emerge with like scrolls of like old Bibles in them. But what's also incredible is because the weather is so phenomenal, which I might sort of, in English, maybe I should say, suffocating. The things are preserved really well.
Wow, dryness, isn't it?
And
Yeah.
exactly. So you find things in the desert that are just unbelievable. I think it was last year or the year before that some seeds were discovered in like a clay seeds in a clay dish that would have still, I think if you've, I don't think anybody sort of tried to sprout them or cook with them, but they were like thousands of years old seeds. So that gives like insight about like agriculture in the area from thousands of years. It was sort of still in my lifetime. So, my lifetime was long, but for archaeology, 50 years is nothing. In my lifetime, like entire ancient synagogues were discovered, mosaics, I might add, with like with star signs, with like star charts in Greek and Hebrew. We could call it conquest, or we could get excited about about the sort of coming together of cultures. So you want to know where you're going, where things just don't have enough moisture to rot, and and volunteer on a dig.
Here we have a lot of moisture. A lot of moisture. Oh no, I love it. Yeah, thank you. I love our topic. We've gone off on like 80s movies and archaeology. It makes me very happy. These are the things I really love.
Absolutely. And there Miss L says, I'm new here. Are you both astrologers?
We dabble in the astrology. I wouldn't say that was my forte. I can tell you a fair bit about astrology, and so I can impart, but we work with tarot with a bit of astrology on the side, so that's a side dish of astrology.
Yeah.
So I don't want to
and also witchcraft. So
sorry.
Also witchcraft. So
with the witchcraft to the max. Yes.
Indiana Jones and Lara Croft.
It's not
Lara Croft.
Yeah.
And Miss Al says, I've just noticed the banner. Yeah, I literally can't believe that I remember to put the banner there. Lovely surname, Honeyman. Yeah, that's what it means.
Yeah.
Not my surname, sir. It's like my mum's maiden name, which I like to use as like a work name to connect to the previous generations. Darth says, humans hasn't why the start when the archangels fell. Beautiful. And Nicole said, worked on an archaeological dig. Do you see the silence? Now Nicole is the most important person in the whole universe. Working on an archaeological dig for a year at Dudley Castle in the Midlands. My trowel hit a 17th century coin and it hit me in the eye. See how messages from the universe don't have to be subtle?
I love that. The last person is been waiting there for a few hundred years, and now is my time.
Yeah, I've been waiting to hit somebody in the eye and give her a message. Were you volunteering there, and the message was to sort of go and do something that will make you more money? Was it connecting you to the earth element? Was it telling you to buy a house? I'm very curious what that coin's agenda was.
Yeah, that's so cool. Thank you for sharing that. I need to go on a dig now somewhere.
I do love it so much. Yeah, Miss Owl is loving it as well.
That's so cool. Yeah.
Brittany is here as well.
So many things being found like in sort of Denmark and Sweden that kind of redefine like how old runes, runic script, the gods, what the languages are. Like it's just always different stories come up where you go, the oldest sort of runic dedication to Odin came up last year, that has been found so far. Like things are always shifting with each find. It changes how people would maybe work even with their magic as well, which I just absolutely love.
That's incredible. I get so excited about any kind of connection to how people used to do things.
Yeah.
Any little cave drawing, excited.
Oh, I'd love to go to France and see all the cave. That's a definite plan. That's a plan. After I've been to New Hampshire, that's a plan.
Yeah. Wasn't there something that was discovered somewhere near you down south in the caves where it was like a portal and there were lots of cave drawings that were like repelling, that were supposed to like repel bad spirits? I can't remember it. I was interviewed on Sky News about it, but I can't remember it exactly. And even at the time, I did look like a rabbit in the headlights.
I have to look that up. Was that here? Like in Somerset, was it?
I thought so.
Ah.
Isn't it? There's a lot going on. Nicole says not sure about that coin and eye. But there are plenty of ghostly goings on, and the resident peacocks used to do massive dudes on me.
That's a lot to go through.
Amazing.
Oh, I love it. I love these stories. We want more stories. That's great.
We do. Yeah, I think archaeology is so fascinating.
Yeah.
Especially, I think that we live in a world of like alternative truths in a way, and everybody sort of wants their story to be the right one. Archaeology won't lie to you. You've got
I don't really like one story being the right one. I'd rather look at what actually was going on. I get annoyed at that kind of like, look at what's actually, it's good to have your truth. It's good to have your story, but it's not good to disconnect completely from what the earth is telling you, what the past is telling you. And everyone's free to think what they want, but I don't like it. This is the truth. I'm like, well, have you looked it up? Have you done your research?
And also, Google is less and less reliable. Let me tell you something very, very funny. I think it's very funny. So, did I tell you that already? I do sort of lots of comments for the press for PR companies. So it'll be like a PR company, they're representing some brand and they want to get their name in the paper. So they come to me and they're like, can you write something about astrology? And then we'll put it in the paper and then they'll mention our name. It's like a whole industry like that. Anyway, so there's a brand that I work with and they sent me like a list. They were like, all the most romantic astrological planetary changes of 2025. Can you just sort of check it, put some comments into it, and we'll move along with it? And I was like, no problem. I literally sort of made a cup of coffee. It sounds like a very easy job, doesn't it? And I'm going through the first thing and I'm like, no, there's definitely no I think it was something like a solar eclipse in April. And I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure the solar eclipse this year, like the first one, is in March. I think we've got March and September, but maybe I'm wrong. And I'm checking and it's not correct. And then I'm looking at like the next thing, not correct. 5 things they've got there and 4 of them are not correct. 1 was correct. And I sent them back, really, I would say a very ungraceful, very graceless email to say, did you guys use AI to write that? Because the things aren't real. Because the Google, when you say to it, what transitions does it have, are there that are romantic in 2025? It doesn't know to sift out the things that were in 2025 and the things that were in 2024. If the 25 in it, then the Google will think that this is probably relating to 2025, even if it might be sort of just there in a mention. And so in that perspective, I mean, the Google is less reliable. The narratives we've got flying at it, and that's when you want to go straight back to the archaeology, straight back to the cave drawings, straight back to extracting the coin out of Nicole's eye, seeing what it says on the one side, what it says on the other side.
No, absolutely. I mean, it's all good to believe whatever and to enjoy it. If you're going to tell people it's the truth, it's just maybe look it up. Just spend a bit of time. It's just like, I did my master's degree in, and people come up to me and they tell me what, that they've been on ancestry.com and they're a Viking, so they can tell me what they, like, okay, I just studied for years. What does that matter? You tell me. You tell me.
I listening. Very, very good for you. Trista is saying it's always interesting when something new is found.
Yeah, it so is. I get so excited.
It's so exciting. Sometimes they find things like underwater. The excitement that I gain from that as a Pisces, the excitement that I gain from that cannot be described. It can be the most unimportant little amphora,
Yeah.
the likes of which there are literally billions. If it was found underwater, you will see me sort of getting pictures of it from every angle. Let's see what the Google can do for me. Let's see what it looks like from here, what it looks like from there. Did anyone think to take a picture from underneath?
I also went to the fossil beach, and I love that idea, because they're all, the fossil beaches of, there's so many, and there's those what are they, the ichthyosaurs? They're sort of the sea dragons that they found in the cliffs there, and it's just very exciting to think about the time when those creatures, were the main characters on Earth, and we didn't even exist. I love thinking about things like that.
Yeah, there we go. Miss Owl is exactly with us. What about people who go scavenging on beaches and rivers? You want to see people that go scavenging on beaches and rivers? You zoom in.
I'm like Gollum. I found it. It came to me.
Yeah. No, but I think it's really, really
it's
true.
Most fun.
And
most
even, fun. I don't want to be like really basic about it, but even like old glass. You pick it up, you think, how long has it been there to get this smooth?
Yeah,
I know, very very tragic, but also, this is what we have.
I've not read that
Graham
one.
Hancock's book Underworld is the most amazing book. Love his work. I think everyone can see exactly where we keep our phones when we do this, because we are also now ordering book.
I've only read The Fingerprints of the Gods. I've read that one, which is just huge. So anyway, it was huge of his. I think that was his first one, wasn't it? So I haven't read that one. That's when it sounds interesting.
That's so cool. And a lot of things are open to interpretation. So I used to be really, like, in my childhood, and then before me, my dad in his childhood used to be really into Chariots of the Gods. And that is in some ways disputed. In some other ways, there's a lot of cool, awesome stuff that we can't exactly see what fits where. And I used to love it. And my Pisces son would just sort of get really excited. There's things that I can't see. My dad said he read it when he was in active service and staying in a tent in the desert, and then that he was scared to come out of the tent to do his things because he's a Virgo. And when you shake up a Virgo with stuff that they don't understand, then you shake them up to the core. Yeah. All the way into the core. John, wait.
A good Freya
book? I don't know the connection, John. Maybe the fever.
Asking if there is one is there a recommendation?
Oh,
have you got a Freya book?
I don't have a Freya book. I like reference books of gods. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But I don't think I have a Freya one. I got loads of Athena ones, a few Hecate ones. But
there's one. I mean, there's a couple out there.
There's I don't want to flash out my gods and goddesses one, because I'll be very honest, I haven't read all of them, so I don't know that all of them are, I don't want to recommend one that I haven't read all the way through.
Yeah. I don't know, there are some ones I thought was quite good, but I haven't actually read them. So I kind of feel like sometimes it's good. Obviously, it's really good to read books about them. I just kind of like experiencing them for myself, and then sometimes I like connect with that personal connection. But I know there are some really good books out there. I just haven't read any myself that are like about her specifically, though I do work with her a lot. I just let her do the talking.
Yeah, but I also think, just like I was saying about the kind of themed tarot decks, if you're getting a book on Freya, get it from somebody who's really nuts about Freya. Really nuts.
Yeah.
You remember a couple of years ago, I got an Athena book from my good man that turned out to have drawings from some people we vaguely know in them. Cool. And I thought, it can't be. And I was like, where did you get that? And he was like, just online. But it was something that was what do you call
Nice.
it? Published independently by people who are just, really, really nuts about
Yeah.
Athena. Nicole says Pisces here as well. Pisces moon and Scorpio rising, so very wet. Always been fascinated by Atlantis, astrology, and cosmology. I really, really get that. I really get that, because I think you get close to like the other side and things, and you don't really want to stop yourself from slipping all the way to to figuring out all sorts of stuff that might or might not be there. Not judging, but it's just really fun to to explore. Goes, I understand that with so much. Miss Owl says, are we sharing our astrology signs? Miss Owl,
sure.
think of it like a catch up in the pub at 12 o'clock in the afternoon.
You can share whatever you like. I mean, within within reason. Okay, Diane. Hi, Diane.
There's a question I don't know how to understand. I don't know how to answer. What are your thoughts about the concept of light language?
Yeah, I mean, I don't exactly. I know people use language and they do the channeling, and I was like, okay. And I have done things where you're channeling stuff and just stuff comes out. But then I was in a sound healing, and the guy came up to me and he started speaking, which I suppose was like, and it just resonated. And I was like, oh, because I was a little bit like, I was a little bit Aquarius moon about it. I was like, but then he did. I was like, okay, that resonated. So we can't. I think it's a good use to channel things that aren't spoken. I'm not per se into it, and sometimes I don't really know if that would really resonate with me. But I think there's times where things in right situations just talk to you in a different way, where the English language can't. So yeah, I'm not into it, but I am into channeling whatever comes through. And sometimes that isn't exactly a language which we know. So that's just my thoughts about it.
Yeah, beautiful. Ooh, we've got a little combo of you and me. Aries, Miss Owl, like you. Tiger, like me. All the fire and Scorpio rising. My goodness.
Yeah, that's passion, isn't it? That is passion and a half.
And
I love it. A lot of Mars.
I didn't even sort of get into the Miss Owl moniker, but we love owls.
I almost wore my owl necklace as well, so I was almost into owl.
Oh, so got the owl here. Yeah, we love owls in this house. I really want. It's a thingy strap, I think, for horsey. No?
Oh yeah. Yes. So those sort of when they were doing the kind of the load carrying. Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah, we love owls. We actually have a couple of questions, and then we're going to have to run out of time and carry on with our day. So let me scroll. Passionate was in a previous lifetime, I think.
Oh, still time.
Very good. Yeah, exactly.
Again, that's just my opinion, like about the light language, and I don't know loads about it, so I don't want to like offend anybody or people. Like, it's just my thoughts about it. That's just my. Oh,
hi, Grant. Hi, Adam. How are you guys? Are you together?
Like, hanging out together?
Because we haven't been in the same room in like years.
Yeah,
this is down south. 3 years, 2.5 years, 3.5 years.
Dude, it's just anyway.
Hi guys. It's so radical to have like two people in the same actual place.
What are you guys up to? What are you guys up to in Folkestone?
I think we have 2 questions. I saw a question from Aisha. Do we want to do that?
Yeah, sure.
Zaid Mahboob, current thoughts on me, from Aisha. And then we have one more question.
Oh, that's some nice thoughts. Nice thoughts.
Very nice.
9 of Cups, so very Pisces energy, not in Pisces, but talking about Pisces energy. So nice fantasy land, but also there's kind of a breakthrough. He seems to kind of make a move forward or like speak out on these thoughts or take action on these thoughts. So yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of a dreamer there, but it feels like a dreamer that's going to take some kind of action and communication. What did you get?
Yeah, I have to really sort of go with what you said.
Aces.
Breakthrough, exactly, breakthrough. Yeah.
Ace of Wands and Ace of Swords together.
Yeah. So the breakthrough is there. But I think what's really interesting is that in all these three cards, so they're saying, you know, he thinks of you a lot. He's quite excited about you. He thinks you've got a good match. But in all of those cards, we have a person alone. I just don't see him making that move. And maybe he's a little shy, or maybe he's a little traditional and he wants that move to be done more like via the parents, so that he doesn't feel like he's being disrespectful towards you, as if he's expecting too much. So it looks like he's kind of standing back and wanting to take action more in words, more in communication, and he doesn't want to make you feel like he's kind of pushing you in a corner. So yeah, sweet, let us know how it goes. And we've got just the one question from our friend Colleen out in the frost, saying,
ponies.
Do you think the change for me this year is for good, or will it be a challenge for me? Let's see, because the change is always for good, but will it feel challenging when you're going through it?
It's gonna be good. I think. I do think there will be a little bit of shedding skin, which is going to be uncomfortable, I think. So when we're looking at it, it's good. I pulled too many cards, sorry. You got a lovely energy. You are literally, I feel, becoming younger you again. Look, got horses on it as well. Look, it's got a horsey on it. It's like the playful child is coming back in such a way. It's like you're rediscovering a part of yourself, and it doesn't mean you're going to be immature. It's like that beautiful spark that's been shut down by having to do life stressy stuff is back with a vengeance, and she's wonderful, and she's going to have the best time. She's going to have new starts for herself. She's going to make wonderful decisions. She's going to play. She's going to have romance. But yeah, it won't be easy all the time, because you're going to have to get rid of the person that wanted to stay in the cave, the person that didn't want to come back out because it's scary. And that will mean like, but what if I come out, and what if this happens, and what if it hurts? But I don't think you'll listen to that part of you. I think you'll just go, you listen to it and you go, yeah, you're very apt, but I'm having too much fun doing this. So it will be not be easy, because it's going to mean saying goodbye to a lot of things or letting go of a lot of fears. But what comes out of it is so worth it. What did you get?
Totally worth it. So exactly that kind of playfulness, creativity, being true to yourself, allowing both sides of your personality to celebrate. So when you say, oh look, carried one in the cauldron, because we've got a cauldron here, I was looking at it sadly going, I don't have any horses in mine. Why I don't have any horses in mine? But the cauldron is repeating. So the side of you that says, I can't do it, I'm with my horses, can still be honored, as long as you go, I'll come after. I'll come after. You guys go ahead. I'll come after. I'll be fine. Get a hairbrush and go out there, because it's not going to be so challenging, but you think it's going to be challenging. Yeah. So you're getting like a little stressed ahead of time, but the actual thing is going to be for you a lot of fun, really exciting, and you don't actually have to give up what you see.
Actually, the Temperance card and the Four of Wands look so nice together, don't they? That kind of duality meeting in the middle. Look really
and we've got like the layer upon layer, of changes, excitement, positivity. But you're scared that if you adopt like new behaviors and new personality traits, it means you have to say goodbye to the old layers and the old personality traits. You do not. That world is gone. You can be both. You can be both in any situation. Colleen says, I'm so excited. I had said this was my year to grow and become me again. Oh, this is so dancing.
I love it.
Nicole says, lovely tarot cards you both have. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I didn't make
them.
And
we have one last message, I think. Oh, yeah, from Will saying, Pisces are my peeps. Thank you both for this great chat. And Aries are our peeps too, next door. Amazing. Sandy says, "Inbox blessings, ladies." Yeah,
Inbox
we are
blessings.
getting
Have a
there.
lovely
Inbox
one.
blessings.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have an amazing time. We're going to be here next week. I'm starting to sort of get a little nervous because I'm thinking, well, it can't be too far from the first school break, but no, I'm pretty sure we're here next week.
You've got a couple of weeks. I think it's and the 18th. I don't know. Is it? I don't know. Maybe it's a different way.
Something in the region. Yeah.
18th.
It's in February and we're not even in February yet. No. Have an amazing time. We're going to see you next week. If you want to get in touch with us, our details are down below. Mwah.
And happy Enoch to everybody. Mwah.
Happy Enoch, everyone. And Chinese New Year. And New Moon.